And now, here is Bill Powell, candidate for Newton City Council.
Newtonians, this is Bill Powell again. This is volume 2 of Newton Notes. It's going to be a short video about why I think you should vote for me. I'll begin with the most important matter of the day. Roxy the cat could not be with us today. She's in detention for her behavior in the last video. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get a corrected behavior from an individual. And in this case, Roxy would not cooperate with me, her master. With that out of the way, let's talk about something I don't like to talk about. That's me. As the typical Southern person, male especially, I'd rather talk about cars, the issues of the day, our government, my cat, my family. But now it's time to talk a little bit about myself so you'll know, if we've never met, a little bit more about me than what you read on Facebook. So bear with me as I go through some things that I think you ought to know about me. I was born in Newton in 1955 to two of the best parents a person could ask for. My father was from Newton, my mother was from Claremont. Together they built a wonderful family. I have a brother and a sister, and I was brought up the right way. What I mean by that is I was encouraged when I was right, and I was switched when I was wrong. And I definitely know the difference between right and wrong. My dad was in the United States Navy in World War II and Korea. He gave up his full-time career in the Navy to come home and marry my mother. Well, we're kind of glad that he did that. I went to Newton Conover High School and graduated from there. The first 3 jobs I had as I was growing up, and we were all required to work. I worked for the Newton Police Department in the early 70s as a radio operator. I worked for the Recreation Department of the City of Newton as a summer manager of the center. And I worked at radio station WNNC as a sportscaster and an announcer. I also grew up in the Methodist Church, of which I remain a member to this day. My parents were strict but decent, hard-working people, and they both wanted the very best for myself, my brother, and my sister. My grandfather on the Powell side was actually in World War I and served as mayor of Newton. My dad served 2 or 3 terms as an alderman back in the day for the city of Newton. He was instrumental in starting the recreation department here in Newton. To say I was fortunate and blessed to grow up here with wonderful parents and good friends and family is the most gross understatement I can make. I'm married, I have a son, and we live in Newton by choice. After graduating from Newton Conover High School, I entered college at Wake Forest University, transferred to Carolina, and that would be the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And I graduated in 1976 with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. I returned to the Newton Police Department and worked almost 3 years as an investigator and a police officer until I left the police department's full-time employment to enter law school in 1979. I am a very proud graduate of the Wake Forest University School of Law, having graduated in 1982. As a matter of record, I had a very good career at Wake Forest University School of Law. I was in the top 10% of my class, and I was a member of the Wake Forest Law Review. I'll give you a little more detail about my professional experience. I've practiced law now for over 43 years. I cannot believe that. I have over 34 years of law enforcement experience. I served as the Chief of Police in Dunn, North Carolina for just shy of 6 years. I was a legal advisor and assistant to Chief Floyd Lucas at the Hickory Police Department for almost 2 years. Additionally, I served with the Catawba County Sheriff's Department. I was a college instructor for 4 years, and I trained law enforcement officers both in BLET and in in-service training for more years than I wish to count. It was a wonderful time to grow older, and I feel very proud of my accomplishments and what I've done for folks over the last 70 years. I will spare you any further details except to say this: I'm proud to be a part of the bar, and that is the legal bar. I'm proud of my service as a police officer. I'm proud of my background, my upbringing, my ethics, and how I treat people. Let me conclude with some words I wrote in my initial campaign statement when I announced my candidacy. I've remained passionate, not indignant nor angry, throughout my professional life. My service to the citizens, my customers, and my clients has provided a broad array of abilities, insights, and results. With a wonderful upbringing by my father and mother, I have never forgotten to serve and help my fellow traveler through this life. For the future of Newton, I ask that you put experience and education over friendships and family, and cast your vote for me, Riesel Wright, and Scott Gilliland. I know it's hard not to vote for your neighbors and your friends, or folks you grew up with, but we need change in Newton. The status quo is not working for the average citizen, nor is the current city council a good steward of our money. And again, I say this, it's our money. It belongs to all of us. Let's bring Newton back to the citizens. Put it on a good common sense course. And let's make every dollar count. Let's end secret meetings, weak ethics, and backroom deals. Let's move forward. Thank you.
Thank you for watching today. William D. Powell, candidate for City Council, and the committee to elect Bill Powell to Newton City Council are solely responsible for the content of this program, and there were no costs associated with its production.